we all together, we all loving each other, we all combined as one. And that's not how the Lord intended it to be ever. Because he understands that when you put us all together, somebody has to carry the weight. You know what I'm saying? For everybody. Keep reading.
He had set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. Verse 9, for the Lord's portion is his people. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance.
See, the Lord's portion is his people. The ones he cares about is his people. We are the lot of his inheritance. You know what I'm saying? But when you try to combine with everybody else, then you don't get that inheritance. You don't get the portion that you're supposed to get. Because now you got to split it with everybody. When if they was in their own area, they would have their own inheritance. You know what I'm saying? Like, inheritance is so important. That's something we don't know nothing about.
Right.
We don't get inheritance passed down to us. We get debt passed down to us.
Right.
That's why separation is so important, man. It is important to have your own and to be your own. But we don't know nothing about that because ever since we've been in the earth, we've been nothing but slaves.
Right.
Give me Leviticus. I think it's 26 and 20.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, 20 and 26. And somebody look up the word severed. Go ahead.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 20, verse 26. And ye shall be holy unto me.
What does holy mean? Go ahead, sis. We should be separate. This is not talking about unity. This is not talking about everybody holding hands and joining together. We should be separate to the Most High. Read.
And ye shall be holy unto me. For I, the Lord, am holy, and have severed you from other people, that ye should be mine.
Somebody tell me what severed means. Read it. I want the definition. Read loud.
The definition of severed. Divided by cutting or slicing.
Divided by what?
Cutting or slicing.
Mm-hmm.
Especially suddenly or forcibly.
Forcibly. The Lord cut us away from everybody else. Forcibly. He didn't want us with them. The Lord flooded he flooded the whole side of the world where they was at because he didn't want us mixing with them. Forcibly. He done it by force. That's to show you how much he don't want us joined together with everybody else. He severed us from the other nations. Is there some more on that?
Lie, sir.
Read that one more time.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 20, verse 26. And ye shall be holy unto me.
Unto who?
Unto me.
The Lord made us separate unto him. You know what I'm saying? This is a personal relationship between a father and his children. This ain't got nothing to do with everybody. So why don't we keep trying to add everybody into our inheritance? If your parents are millionaires, would you be going next door and saying, but Daddy, what about Todd? Why you gonna leave him something? You know, he's my friend. Would anybody do that? No. So why are we doing it now? Because we got a slave mentality. Somebody look up Stockholm Syndrome. Look up Stockholm Syndrome. And that is exactly what we're living out right now. The mindset that we have right now is Stockholm Syndrome. When you get it, read it. And the next scripture, go ahead.
Feelings of trust or affection felt in certain cases of kidnapping or hostage taking by a victim towards a captor.
Read it, hold up. Read it loud, if you could.
Feelings of trust or affection felt in certain cases of kidnapping or hostage taking.
You feel some type of trust toward your captor. Right. Toward the one that stole you. Keep reading.
By a victim toward a captor.
By the victim toward the captor.
Good night.
That is what we living out right now.
Right.
We trying to love the captor when we are the victims.
Right.
We're trying to have compassion for the captors when we are the victims. That's like someone getting raped and having compassion for the rapist. Well, you know, he needed to get his rocks off. He needed some box. You know? And I shouldn't have had these shorts on. I shouldn't have been dressed like this. It's my fault. That is the problem. That's the mindset that we have. Why can't the white man come in the kingdom? Why can't he come in the... What do you mean the white man not going to be saved? Stockholm Syndrome. That's why the Lord separated us. You had something else you was going to say?
Read the other definition of it.
Go ahead.
It says, a psychological response wherein a captive begins to identify closely with his or her captors.
A psychological response wherein a what?
Wherein a captive begins to identify closely with his or her captors as well as with their agenda and demands.
That's what we're doing. We are associating ourselves with our captors' agendas. The lifestyle that they live, now we adopt it as our lifestyles. The way that they think, now we think that's the way we should think. That's Stockholm Syndrome. That's why the Lord separated us from them. That's why he didn't want us thinking like them. He didn't want us doing what they do. He don't want us living their lifestyle. That's why the scripture said, envy not your oppressors. Choose none of his ways. Don't choose his hairstyles. Don't choose his food. Don't choose his holidays. Don't choose none of the things that he's given you. Because all of the things he's given you is to destroy you. We're not supposed to be trying to make covenants with them, agreements with them, because they are our what? Enemies. That is the topic for the day. These people are your enemies. So you need to separate from them. Stop, Pat. If you play for the Rockets, what do you look like passing the ball to the Cavaliers? You look like a fool. You understand? That's what we look like right now, trying to love our oppressors. Give me Deuteronomy 7:1.
Come on, sir.
We got to start from the principle. We got to start from the beginning to understand the end. The Bible, everybody always say God never changed. God's word never changed. So when did he start telling us to love everybody? Never. He never said that. You think that because you have been taught from the oppressor. The only reason you feel like that's what the Bible's saying is because that's what your oppressor wants you to think. And you have started to accept his agenda.
Right.
Read what you got.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 1. When the Lord thy God shall bring thee into the land whither thou goest to possess it, and has cast out many nations before thee, the Hittites, the Girgashites, the Amorites, and the Canaanites, and the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites, 7 nations gathered and mightier than thou. And
wait a minute. 7 nations greater and mightier than you. So the Lord is going to put you in the midst of other nations that are greater than you. Who's the youngest nation on the earth?
Israel.
Israel. We're the youngest. We're the babies. Esau was born before us.
Right.
Ishmael was born before us.
Right.
Moab and Ammon was born before us.
Right.
We're the youngest nation on the earth. But the Lord is putting us in the midst. Canaan, the Africans, were born before us.
Right.
He brought us last. And he put us in the midst of stronger, more developed nations.
Right.
But he said we're going to possess them. See, the Lord ain't never dealt with numbers. He ain't never dealt with who was stronger. You know why we always won? Why did we always win wars? Say it loud. Because the Lord is on our side. That's the only reason we was winning. Go ahead.
And also the enemy knew that the only way to defeat us is to get us to break the law, statutes, and commandments.
And that's the same thing he's doing right now. He's using the same tactic and the same method.
That's right.
If I get them to sin, if I get them to where their strength is not their strength, then we can defeat them. Because we're greater and mightier than them.
That's right.
It was like a supernatural thing when we used to beat them. Because they were always bigger and stronger and greater than us. Keep reading.
Verse 2, and when the Lord thy God shall deliver thee before thee, thou shalt smite them.
When the Lord shall deliver them before us, we going to do what?
Thou shalt smite them and utterly destroy them.
See, the Lord is delivering these other nations into our hands. The white man's economy is falling because the Lord is making it fall.
That's right.
Right.
The Lord raised up Pharaoh just so he can destroy them. That's why the Lord raised them up. The Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart for what? For what? Every time Moses went to Pharaoh and said, you know, if you don't do this, the Lord's going to do this. The Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart just for what reason?
So he can get the glory and show his words?
So he can show it. The Lord don't want to beat up a pushover. He don't want to beat up the weak nigga.
Right.
He want to whoop the nigga that everybody afraid of. You know what I'm saying? So the Lord hardened his heart and be like, nah, I ain't letting y'all go. Oh, y'all want to go out and serve y'all God for 3 days? Y'all ain't working hard enough. Give them more work to do.
No straw.
You know what I'm saying? Make it harder for them. That's the Lord wants you to see, and everybody on the planet to see that He is the ultimate power. He is the most high power.
Right.
There's no power equal to Him. There's no power that can combat Him. You understand? That's the Lord's. He is a nigga. That's how we are. We ain't looking for the pushover.
Right.
We want to whoop the bully. So everybody else in the school will know, don't mess with him because he whooped Debo.
Right.
Right.
He the one that whooped Debo. Oh, him? Yeah. Oh, okay. He the new Debo. That's how the Lord wants the world to see us. What you got? Go ahead.
I got a precept for that.
Go ahead.
This is the book of Job, chapter 12, verse 23. He increaseth the nations and destroyed them. He enlargeth the nations and straightened them again.
Right. Go to Job 27 and 13. It's saying the same exact thing. Keep reading what you got.
Thou shalt make no covenant with them.
We should do what?
Make no covenant with them.
Why are we over here trying to make an agreement with our enemies?
Right.
The Bible says for us not to make a covenant with them.
Right.
Read what you got over there.
Job 27 and 13.
Go on.
This is the book of Job, chapter 27, verse 13. This is the portion of a wicked man with God,
Mm-hmm.
and the heritage of oppressors,
Mm-hmm.
which they shall receive of the Almighty. Verse 14. If his children be multiplied, it is for the sword.
You hear that? When the Lord multiplies the children of these other people, it's just so He can destroy them. When you see the white man getting strong and mighty, it's just so the Lord can destroy them and bring them down to a lower state. You know what I'm saying? That's the power we serve. Go ahead.
And then on top of that, sir, why would you want to try and make a covenant with a man on the face of the earth who has a track record of breaking every agreement that he's made with any nation on the face of the earth?
Right.
What think you make yourself different from anybody else that he's done to?
The white man makes how many covenants did he? How many agreements did he make with the Native Americans? Over 500. How many did he keep?
0.
Not one.
Same with the French. Same with the Spanish. Like his own people, like his own nations. You know what I'm saying? Of different families, because you know the French, they Edomites. The Spaniards, they Edomites. You understand? He break his own treaties with his own people.
If he ain't respecting what he say to his own brother, what makes you any different? If I tell this brother I'm gonna look out for him and I'm gonna give him $20, what makes a white man think that I'm gonna look out for him and give him $20? That's foolish.
Right.
We are foolish for believing that the white man will ever keep the covenant that he said he was gonna keep.
Right.
Keep reading.
Nor shew mercy unto them.
Don't do what?
Nor shew mercy unto them.
We're not supposed to make no agreements with them or show them mercy. That's in the Bible. I ain't saying this ain't from Yatazai. This is from the Holy Bible.
Right.
Keep reading.
Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son.
You see, it's going into details. Don't get cool with them. Don't make agreements with them. Don't give them their sons to your son, your daughter to your. Don't mix with them at all. Stop loving these people. Stop making an avenue so you can love them. Stop making some type of provision to where you could possibly feel some type of remorse for them. Don't show them any mercy.
The scriptures where it say don't show them no mercy, it's like with dealings you can deal with them, but don't be trying to like be friends with them. Like,
Right. You can deal with King Solomon dealt with all the nations for business purposes,
Right.
but not for friendship purpose.
Right.
When he started going into them other women, that's when he started tripping. Because what he started doing, he started letting them other women make gods. Oh, you worship Moab? Go ahead and make you a shrine for Moab. Go ahead and set you up a little spot so you can pray.
Right.
Girl, what you doing? You want me to pray with you? Let me pray with you. Oh, all right. I'm gonna go over here. Oh, what you over here? You work Hindu? You want me to pray with? All right, girl, let me pray with you too.
That's verse 4.
And keep reading.
For they will turn away thy sons from following me.
You see that? That's what happens. Because the two becomes one flesh. Because you love her, because you're showing her mercy, you're having some sort of compassion on her, you're going to try to compromise with her. You're going to let her put a Christmas tree up, even though you don't celebrate Christmas, she do. So you ain't tripping. You ain't going to celebrate it, but you're going to just let her do her thing. You're not supposed to do that. When you do that, it destroys your family.
That's right.
Because now your son don't know what he want to do. Your son looking at the Christmas tree, but he's looking at you saying you ain't supposed to celebrate Christmas, but it's gifts coming in the house. What you got that's bringing gifts in the house? So now you playing on his feelings. If you were equally yoked, and if she was on the same thing you was on, you wouldn't have to worry about this pull in the household.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? The Lord is smarter than you. The Lord is trying to keep you from the strife and the hurt and the heartache and the pain. So what is he telling you to do? He's telling you to not even deal with them in the first place.
Right.
Don't even give them leeway to destroy your house with their philosophies and the way they think and they live. Keep reading.
That they may serve other gods. So will the anger of the Lord kindle against you and destroy thee suddenly.
See that? The Lord is angry with us because we are serving these other gods. Then it said, destroy us suddenly. Think about your life. You we are being destroyed suddenly. We living to the age of 25.
Right.
And we thinking that we grown. I made it. I made it to 25, y'all. You know what I'm saying? My partners didn't make it to 18. We are being destroyed suddenly. We don't know what life is like. We don't know what life is like to live it and to see long life and long age and all of that. Because the Lord is mad at us. He's destroying us at a young age. He's destroying us suddenly. Because what? His anger is being kindled against us because of our disobedience. Because we following the other nations and the ways of the heathen. Because we doing those things, the Lord is destroying us. Go ahead.
And if I could, sir, that's why whenever I see a homeless white man or a homeless Asian man or a homeless Arab, I say Most High in Christ.
Yeah, right.
You understand? I have no mercy whatsoever. You in your kingdom or you in the white man's kingdom and you're his ally and you're homeless, you're wasting your privilege.
Right.
You understand? So whenever I see that, I be like when we was at camp yesterday and I saw that Asian man walk up with that disease on his eyes with the extra back, I was like, Most High in Christ.
Damn right. You understand? That is a glorious thing. For them to get a taste of hell
Right.
in heaven.
Right.
They in heaven getting a taste of hell. You like, you ought to thank the Most High for that.
Right, get the Most High hand.
Real talk. So the Lord is destroying us suddenly because of our mercy that we're giving toward them, because of our love that we're giving toward them, because we follow them. Keep reading.
Verse 5. But thus shall ye deal with them. Ye shall destroy their altars.
You should do what?
Destroy their altars.
You know what we do when we see people with crosses around their neck? We tell them to give us those crosses. Why? What do we do with those crosses?
Burn them.
We burn them. We destroy them utterly. When we see those arcs around those necks, what do we do with those arcs?
Burn them.
Burn them. When we see anything that's not a Dawadah, a Magan Dawadah, what do we do with it? We burn them.
That's right.
We destroy them utterly. Why do we do it? Because the scriptures tell us to do it. That's what we're supposed to do. Keep reading.
And break down their images, cut down their groves, and burn their graven images with fire.
With fire. You understand? I've been watching stuff on Facebook all week with Hispanic brothers burning up the Santa Maria, burning up Mary's, burning up the white Jesus, burning up St. Peter, burning up St. Thomas, burning up all those false images. Because our people are starting to wake up to the fact that all of that's a lie. Go ahead.
It's funny you say that about the idolatry, because I had to take a class on cultural awareness, and one of the tests was you had to sit at the computer, right? And they gave you a color, and they would have a scenario, like it would show a video of two people standing on a train track, and just say if my color was blue, who would I save? You're going to automatically save the person who had on a blue shirt because that's the team that you're on. You know what I'm saying? So they will put like an Asian man in a blue shirt versus like a white person in a red shirt, and it will give you like 5 seconds to make a decision. And at the end of the test, it showed how you are more drawn to someone who wears the same clothes as you, who, you know what I'm saying, who was on your team or something like that. So when the white man gives you a cross to wear, and he has on that same cross, you're going to think that you're automatically on the same team because it's a symbol. You know, it's like a football team symbol.
Like a uniform.
It's a uniform.
Right. That's exactly what it is. And that is why the Lord said, don't make no covenants or agreements with them. Don't choose none of his ways. Let him wear crosses. Let him wear unks. Let him do all the stuff that he do. And we do what we do.
Right.
That's why we are separate. Set apart. See, Kanye West, you understand? He's trying to assimilate himself with America. And it's not about anything, because Kanye, he's all about popularity. He's all about being seen. He don't care if it's good publicity or bad publicity. He don't care if you saying he slept with a porn star. That's all Kim Kardashian in anyway, because she done gave that box to everybody. He don't care if you talking about him in that way. He put on the Make America Great Again hat and bring up a bunch of controversy.
Oh, but
he don't care.
Brim. He changed the brim. It was a different hat. He changed the brim.
He don't care if it's that. He don't care what it is, as long as you were talking about him. That's how he feels about it. He just wants you to talk about him. That's the problem. We want to be seen in a way. See, Kanye is a musician. He makes beats. How do you expect a man that makes beats to talk about something that's important? He was supposed to be talking about prison reform. He's not an activist. That nigga makes beats. Like when I seen him sitting in the White House, I thought he was finna drop a new track with Trump. I mean, just think about Donald Trump 10 years ago. Donald Trump was in all the rap songs.
Right.
Everybody was talking about Trump this, Trump that. You know, when I get my money, me and Trump and this and this. So when I saw the interview, I just, you know, I didn't even click on it. I just seen it. I was like, oh, Trump must finna try to get niggas on his team to vote, so he finna drop a track.
Right. Right.
But when I clicked on it, Donald Trump was disgusted by the coonery of Kanye West. He was looking at Kanye, like when he was hugging him and stuff, he was uncomfortable, like, nigga, like, get off me.
Right. Right.
Like, he didn't even want Kanye touching him.
Right.
That's because Donald Trump knows who team he's fighting for.
Right.
And it ain't ours. When he say make America great again, he's talking about putting you back in slavery.
Right.
Right.
And nigga, you sitting up here saying this hat makes me feel like a superhero. Dummy. So you're gonna be the super slave.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be Samuel L. Jackson
Right.
on Django.
Right.
Master, who is that nigga on that now?
Who is the nigga on the man?
That is white people do not respect coons. They respect the UPK.
Damn right.
They respect us so much they kiss our boots.
Right.
That's how much they respect us. You're not gonna get respect by compromising and trying to come together. Go ahead.
Salaki, sir, and that's a heavy point. But the thing is, now I have to defend what he's saying. You know, like when I go to my slave, I have doctors asking me, what you think about your boy Kanye West? You know what I'm saying? Now I have to.
You know what to say about that? I'm gonna tell you what to say. You tell them who is my mother, who is my brother.
Right.
Those who do the will of my father is my boy.
Right.
Those are my brothers and sisters. Kanye ain't my boy. That's when Christ returns. Kanye's head's going to be on the chopping block.
Right.
That's who. We don't give a damn about what Kanye's doing. Kanye makes beats.
Right.
That's it. He presses snare, bass. That's it. You know what I'm saying? 808.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
Like, what do you expect from him? Go ahead.
And you know, a lot of black people, you know what I'm saying, try to give him a pass, talking about he had a good talking point, talking about freeing Larry Hoover and things of that nature. You know how many people before him is talking about freeing Larry Hoover? Let's talk about Larry Hoover for a second, right? Even though Larry Hoover is supposed to be this respected figure, but through his organization, he destroyed black people.
Right.
You understand? Like, okay, yeah, he in jail and he telling people on the outside, yeah, you supposed to love your brother, you're not supposed to be treating your brother like this, that, and the third. But where was that mentality when you was pushing drugs in your community? You understand? So you trying to get someone off, you understand? You know, and don't get it twisted. I love my brothers and I love my sisters. You understand? I don't want to see no brother incarcerated at all. You understand? But you're being an advocate for Larry Hoover, you understand, when you are on the same side that he was on. Right. Both sides are destroying the black, Hispanic, and Native American community. You by being a catch and fetching coon and Uncle Tom, and him by pushing the drugs in the community. You understand? Both of them, either you idolizing the drug dealer or you idolizing the dope fiend. You understand? Either way, you destroying the black and the Latino community.
Damn right. Give that brother a hand. You got some more on that scripture that we read?
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Why is that so hard for us to embrace?
Right.
That the Lord loves you so much, he made you better than everybody else. You turn on sports, you see that nobody can mess with you. You go to a restaurant and you see nobody can outcook you. You turn on entertainment, you see nobody can out-sing you, out-flip you, outrun you, out-basketball you, football you, baseball you,
Right.
track and field you. It's nothing that they can do better than you. But but you still want to be equal to everyone else. That makes no sense at all. That's Stockholm Syndrome.
Right.
And that is wicked. You understand? You got to know if that's like getting a scholarship and you saying, I'm not going to college on this scholarship unless my whole team can make it.
Right.
Right.
If everybody on the team ain't coming, I ain't going.
Yes, you ain't
The
going.
Lord made it to where you can get this opportunity.
Right.
LeBron James didn't say, I ain't going to the league out of high school because my best friend that I've been hooping with since middle school can't come with me.
Right.
No. You got to know when to step out and do what it is that the Lord gave you an ability to be better than everybody else, but you still trying to love everybody else.
Right.
We got to get out of that mindset, man. Read verse 7.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 7. The Lord did not set his love upon you, nor choose you, because ye were more in number than any people. For ye were the fewest people. But because the Lord loved you, and because he would keep the oath which he hath sworn unto your fathers, hath the Lord brought you out with a mighty hand, and redeemed you out of the house of bondmen, from the hand of Pharaoh, of the king of Egypt.
You hear that? The only reason the Lord is doing this mighty work is just because he loves you. It ain't about nothing else but his love for you. The Lord only loves you. What's wrong with that? Like, why is it so hard for you to accept that? If I told you, especially for a woman, if I told you that your man only loves you, why would that be hard for you to accept? Your man only, no, he need to love all of us.
Right.
He need to love all the women. Why you ain't saying that?
Right.
Why you ain't saying that he need to love all? Why is it that your man can't love all the women, but God gotta love everybody?
Right.
Right.
Why can't your man have multiple wives, but God can? We ain't gonna touch that subject, huh? It's because you ain't understanding what real love is, man. Real love, the Lord loves you because he loves you.
Right.
It ain't got nothing to do with how great you are. But it's because the Lord promised your father that he would love you, and the Lord loves you only. That's all. You understand? Now let me get Ecclesiasticus
In the Apocrypha.
in the Apocrypha.
Ecclesiasticus.
Let me get 6 and 13. Go ahead, sis.
I wanted to ask you something. Is it okay, say if Kanye was just trying to get in the middle? I ain't taking nothing from him. I just want to know if that would be okay. Trying to get in the middle just to like infiltrate some stuff or change some things for black people, but just trying to befriend first, you know, like in the deceiving way. Would that be okay?
Kanye West is not trying to infiltrate a damn thing but the White House.
Right.
Kanye wants to be the next president. And Donald Trump has taught us that you don't need no experience to be a president.
Right.
It's the popularity contest. And Kanye, I feel like I'm just as popular as Donald Trump. And I can be the next one. You know what I'm saying? So he's trying to infiltrate so that he can be the next president. You understand?
Yeah.
He's trying to make it seem like, see, Kanye, do you know who buys Kanye's records? White people. So black people love Kanye just as much as white people. That was a political, strategic move that Kanye made. He made Make America Great Again. He wore that hat just so white people can say, if Kanye was my president, he would see the agenda the same way I see the agenda. Even though he's a nigger, he's for all of us. He's not even looking out for his own people.
Right.
He's more focused on what I want. He said, when you get on, he leave your ass for a white girl. And he got on and left the black girl for a white girl.
Right.
I can rock with him. Kanye West is trying to set up himself to sit in the seat of the president, which is not going to happen. They let an African in the White House. They ain't let no nigga in the White House. Go ahead.
Sloppy, sir. And white people associate that with ambition. They don't care how evil you are. If you have a drive to rule, control something, or have all the money, no matter how wicked it is, they look at it as he's an ambitious person. And he did what he had to do to get everything that he wanted in life.
That's what white people, they love people that'll do anything for money.
Right.
Because that means you have a price.
Yep. Right.
That means I can get you to do anything, I just haven't gave you the right price. A nigga with integrity, they hate you.
Right.
Because you don't have a price. They can't buy you over. Niggas in the ISUPK, we can't be bought.
Right.
We can't be assimilated into their way of life just for money. We poor, and we are saying the things that everybody hates.
Right.
We ain't got nowhere else to go. We can't go down no lower than where we at.
Gonna make us poorer.
Right. You can't. We're already 1 foot in the apartment, 1 foot on the streets.
Right.
I mean, we're not in homes. We're in apartments. We got 1 foot on the street, 1 foot in the apartment door. We don't give a damn. We ain't got a lot of falling to do. Kanye West got a lot of falling he can do. So he has to be bought with a price. Go ahead, sis.
That goes back to like the original like crafty council that the Moabites and Esau all put together in the Bible.
Right.
Like they knew that they couldn't destroy us by just coming up in arms against us, so they're gonna give us all the wicked things in the world to let the Most High turn his back on us.
Right.
So it's not about it's ambition. No, it's still the agenda. We still under the same agenda like in the book of Judah.
That's
what
exactly
they were talking
the
about.
same agenda. Give her a hand. That's right. Yeah. That is exactly what they don't want. They don't want you to have a backbone. They want you to be spineless. So like it. Go ahead.
That was the cause for Reaganomics. You understand?
Yeah.
Like during the 60s, you understand? Like we were considered, you know what I'm saying, even though we were not in the truth, to be the strongest that we were ever been. You had, the CLC, you understand? You had the Black Panther movement, you understand? Like and you had the movement in Philadelphia with John Africa, where they were trying to keep the law, statutes, commandments, but they didn't have the truth, you understand? And literally Nixon's really what perpetuated Reaganomics, you understand? Because he was like, oh, we can't have these, he used the N-word, we can't have these niggers unifying like this. And then Reaganomics, when Reagan came in, you understand, he used the war on drugs, you understand, as a catalyst to imprison black people when black people don't own boats, black people don't own airplanes, you understand, and black people are not manufacturers nor distributors of firearms and weapons, you understand? And they literally, to this day, they still do this in Chicago and in New Orleans. They drop off crates of weapons in the hood, you understand? You know what I'm saying? They push the drugs in our community, you understand? And the cops work with drug dealers, and then they flip the drug dealers and imprison them, you understand? So with that being said, like, you cannot trust, or like it says, show no mercy, you understand, on any people outside of yourself, because they have no mercy upon you. They are the beasts of the field, and we as a nation have been the prey at this point for over 500 years.
Damn right, man. Get that brother a hand. You know what I'm saying? So,
Ecclesiastes, what you
let me get that Ecclesiasticus.
It was 6 and 1, sir.
Come 6 and 13.
Gotcha. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 6, verse 13. Separate thyself from thine enemies.
Separate yourself from who?
From thine enemies.
You see, it's all over the Bible. The Lord is telling you not to be joined with these other nations. Separate yourself from your enemies. This is not talking about the nigga that steps on your shoes. This is not talking about the girl that wore the same outfit that she knew you was gonna wear to the club, and that's not your enemy. But that is what the white man has taught you. That's who he taught you. These were your enemies, your own brothers and sisters. But the one that's actually killing you in the streets every day, giving you poison, giving you drugs, teaching you the lies and the deceits, they not your enemies. You know, they not even bad. The one that's bad is the one that step on your shoe.
Right.
That like your baby daddy. She the bad person. You got it backwards. Keep reading.
Separate thyself from thy enemies, and take heed of thy friends. A faithful friend is a strong defense.
Salakia, it said to take heed to your friends. You supposed to take heed to the people that's there for you.
That's
Right.
And you're supposed to remember them and never let them go.
Right.
Because friends are a what?
Are a strong defense.
That is the defense that you have in this world, in this life. Because what? Brotherhood is a what? Is a weapon. Brotherhood is a strong defense. Sisterhood is a strong defense. When you got each other, you got more than anybody that don't have nobody.
Right.
You understand? That is your defense. My defense is this brother right here. His defense is me. When we by ourselves, I don't have no help. You understand? That's what the white man made it. The white man made it to where I don't see him as a defense. I see him as an enemy, as an adversary, as somebody that's fighting against me because he got more money than me. So instead of me joining with him and us getting money together, I gotta one-up him and make more money than him so I can be like, yeah, nigga, I got more money than you. When in actuality, we should be trying to make money together. You understand? We could make more money together than we can apart. You understand? Keep reading.
And he that hath found such one hath found a treasure. Nothing does countervail a faithful friend, as his excellency is invaluable. Is invaluable.
He that finds a real friend, you're finding something that money cannot buy.
Right.
Money can't buy this brotherhood that we got here in the ISUPK.
Right.
Money can't buy the sisterhood that you get here in the ISUPK.
Right.
It's unvaluable. It's nothing that you could do to even mimic this. You understand? This is what Christ died for. He said that no greater love in it is it than a man that laid down his life for a friend,
Right.
for his brother. It's nothing more valuable that it's nothing that money can compare to than compared to what we have here in this room. You understand? Go ahead.
And if I could, sir, like, what you bringing out is so heavy, you understand? This is why we gotta love one another as brothers, you understand? Like, you know, instead of killing each other, you know what I'm saying? Like, Bloods and Crips still killing each other today. GDs, Vice Lords, you understand? But Bloods and Crips are actually descendants of the Black Panthers, you understand? Right. That's why I get on Bloods and Crips all the time, because you're not standing for what your operation means, you understand? Right. Blood means brotherly love overrides oppression and destruction. Right. You understand? Crip means common revolution in progress. Right. You understand? What revolution are you doing in your community? What brotherly love are you showing in your community? Crack? Selling weed? Pimping out your sisters and your daughters? You understand?
Hold up. Go ahead, sis.
Okay, so like when you spoke earlier about that, you said that we didn't put the drugs here and we didn't put the guns here. So they were infiltrating mentally just like we all are still today. Well, you know, with the drugs and the guns that we didn't bring here, but it has been put in our community, and the only way that we can survive, can't get a job, can't, you know, get into decent, fair opportunities to survive because of our race, because of the felonies, because of misjudgment and misleading. You get what I'm saying? So I think with the unity that was created, on one hand was a good thing, and on the flip side, the diversity and the effects of basically being misled, because after, like you say, Larry Hoover, when he got locked up, he seen the flaws of what he only meant to be unity amongst his brothers. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
It turned into an angry black man can't get no work and forming a unity amongst his brothers and following a path that wasn't really intended. You get what I'm saying?
Okay, so what's your question?
So my question is, how can he be, or anyone from that era of time, be penalized for what they are doing?
No sweat. So originally, the first thing that Officer Yatazak said, the first thing they did was they took out our elders. You understand? So your elders is the ones that kept you in check. You understand? Ain't no more big mamas. Ain't no more me or my mom. You understand? Ain't no more papa. You understand? Like my grandfather is 75 years old. You understand? Ain't no more of that. You understand? Ain't nobody to check the younger generation at all. Okay? So what you have is people that have been raised in households that have been separated, not homes that have been held together. You understand? It don't matter if your parents got divorced and you was raised in a single parent house, there was always a big homie on the block. You understand? There's no G code. You understand? Even when drug dealers first started selling drugs, you wouldn't sell to pregnant women. You understand? You wouldn't sell drugs to a child. You understand? There is no more of that. But furthermore, you understand? Like I said, they took out the elders. Okay? So secondly, you understand? Let me ask you a question. Do you have a talent, sister?
Yes.
What's your talent?
I have multiple, but my most called upon one would be singing.
Singing. All right. Where's Mayash? Mayash, you skilled at doing concrete work, right? Okay, we got another brother, Mafia. He's a certified electrician. You understand? So the difference is, right, so when they came to our communities with Reaganomics, pushing drugs and trying to drop guns off in our community, it would have been an elder there when a young buck would have came like, look, they done brought this into the hood, man. We can make money doing this, that, and the third. It's like, no, we're not going to do that. You understand? We going to build houses for our own people. Because, you know, when you build a house, you need an electrician. You need a carpenter. You need someone that lay concrete. You understand? So you've taken out a loan from a black bank. You understand? And then that money pays and provides food and puts food on multiple families' households. You understand? There is no more integrity amongst our people. That is why the laws, statutes, and commandments is pivotal, because it tells you to love thy brother as thyself. I don't want to be strung out on crack, so I'm going to sell you crack. You understand? I don't want to use heroin, you understand, and be a fiend, so I'm going to sell you heroin. You understand? So that's what it has to do with. You understand? There's no morality amongst our own people. Go ahead.
The word that sums all of this up is integrity. We don't have integrity anymore. Like he was saying, we wouldn't sell drugs to a pregnant woman. We wouldn't sell drugs to a child. Now, we don't care. We just trying to get it how we live. And the gangs made it to where, see, gangs were only looking for one thing: brotherhood.
Right.
They were only looking for unity amongst each other.
Yeah, that was
Right. But it was the wrong type of brotherhood.
right.
You know what I'm saying? And when it comes, if you're looking for brotherhood, just because this brother got on red and I got on blue, that don't mean we enemies because of a color.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You still my brother. So if it was brotherhood that we was looking for, a color shouldn't have defined it, not of what we wore.
Right.
If we was gonna look for brotherhood, it should have been you a brother, I'm a brother, so we gonna come together against these people that's not like us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's real brotherhood. Go ahead, Doc.
Like if I may, those are the same techniques that the white man always used to divide us. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
when it comes to color, straight skin color, black man. And also, we also lack compassion for each other.
Right.
The other nations have all the compassion for their own people.
Mhm.
Us, we don't have it. We let a white man come to our church and kill 9 of us, and then we have to forgive him.
Right.
But we hate everything who come in church.
Come on, man.
Right.
We lack compassion for each other.
We lack compassion for each other. We lack brotherhood, and we lack unity. But you know who we do want to unify with? The white man. We'll unify with everybody else but our own. We'll love everybody else but our own. We have compassion for everything else but a nigga and a
Right.
Mexican. And now we talk about colors and all that type of stuff, but the problem is we not, like, a Mexican is a nigga.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, everything, if you just sit back and observe Mexicans, they do the same exact things that we do. They talk just like we talk. They walk like we walk. It was a Hispanic brother that walked by camp the other day with a limp soul Judah that I was like, God damn.
Right.
I mean, it's just perception. They've made it to where we don't respect each other and we lack compassion for each other. You understand? Go ahead,
It's like, sir, if I may, even at my slave,
talk louder.
even at my slave, I work with a lot of Hispanic sisters, and I've even had Hispanic sisters say that I'm not like other black people because when I address them as my brother and my sister.
Mhm.
Only because I was taught that through the ISUPK.
That's right, damn right.
If I was in the world, I would know that.
Right.
But now they flock to me. They come to me with their problems. You know what I'm saying? Well, I don't think that, you know, the manager is being fair with this, and what should I say, and how should I present myself with this situation, and this and this and that. And they have the same spirit. They go through the same exact problems we do at home. The woman is beefed out with the baby daddy. You know what I'm saying? You know, they having problems with their kids. They having financial problems. They go through the same exact thing we go through, but because we don't acknowledge them as our brothers and our sisters, we don't know that. You know what I'm saying? So it goes, what this sister was saying, what this sister was asking the question, it goes along with the topic. The solution is separation. We have to totally separate from the white man.
Right.
You know, if you want to get drugs out of your neighborhood, separate from the white man. You want to get, you know what I'm saying? You want to stop the gang violence, separate from the white man. That is the topic today. You have to separate, and you have to not want that Mercedes-Benz that white man says that in order to succeed in America, you got to drive one of these, or you don't want to have to sell dope to get a 5-bedroom house, you know, because a white man says in order to succeed in America, you know, you have to have a 5-bedroom house. Now you selling your brother and your sister crack cocaine, you know, to attain those things, you know. So
Lakia, that's a heavy point that you bringing
Real
out.
talk.
Why is it so much robbery in the hood?
Because the Christian church teaches about wealth.
Because of wealth and financial gain. Do you know why people steal? Because they hungry. They want to eat.
Right.
They're not stealing because they hate you. They stealing because they living in poverty. You understand? If you walk, now you look like a target. You walk around here in Gucci shirt, Gucci hat, Gucci pants, Gucci shoes, Mercedes Benz, 5-bedroom house. Your kids walking out the door, Gucci.
right.
You understand?
Trying to get stuck up.
Oppression is what make people want to rob you.
Right.
If you were separate from them, then we would all be able to help each other out equally.
Right.
See, like what we used to have back in the day was we used to have it to where if a man went to jail, got a felony, came out of jail, you know what he could do? He can go to the barbershop and be like, hey, I just got locked up.
I need some money. You know what Unc gonna say? Unc gonna say, come sweet, I'm gonna pay you. But the white man did this. You need to fill out this application. Now we gotta do a background check. Now you can't get no money to feed your family because of something you did in the past. You grown up, you a grown ass man now. You ain't thinking the way you was thinking when you was 17, when you was doing the stuff that you was doing in these streets. But now, since you in the white man's system and your own people have not separated, don't have their own businesses,
right?
Because we used to have our own businesses. We used to have our own that we, you know what I'm saying? We used to be, we were able to employ each other.
Right.
Now we don't have that. So now what's happening? Now you got to go to the white man. When the white man don't hire you, now what? You hungry. Now what you got to do? Now you got to sell drugs. Now you got to rob. Now you got to steal and kill and all that kind of stuff just to eat, just to feed your family. That's why we in this system. That's why it's important that we separate. That's why it's important that we support Just Laundry.
Right.
That's why it's important that we support our own business.
Right.
Because that's making it to where we can, when somebody come into school, they don't have a job. Hey sis, you need a job? We got a business, Just Laundry. You can get paid from this. We got this and this and that. Brother, you need a job? We got a moving company. You know what I'm saying? You can get you some money on the moving company. Now we ain't got to go to nobody else to make money. We can go to ourselves. Oh, you need somewhere to stay? Oh, upstairs, we got apartments.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what we trying to make it to where we ain't got to depend on nobody but ourselves. When we start operating like that, man, this place is going to fall overnight.
Yep.
When we start looking at, when we go to Home Depot and tell all the Mexicans, we got a business that y'all can all work for and make money. Who is it going to help? It's going to help us and them.
Right.
Because we're going to be able to employ them and make money in our business, and they're going to be able to feed their family. That's why it's important that we separate. Who made these streets right here? Who made these streets? Was it a white man? Mexicans, black people, Native Americans. Who made this building? Was it a white man? Was it a Chinese man? Mexicans, Hispanics, Negroes, Native Americans. Everything that we see on these streets was made by us. Why in the hell do we need them?
Right.
We don't. So what's the problem? We're not coming together. Go ahead, sis.
So like a perfect example of that, even like in Houston on a broader note. Like
Talking to the mic.
Pearland, for example,
Mhm.
the demographic in Pearland is whites and Asians. They own majority of the liquor stores in the hood. But Pearland is a dry county. You cannot buy liquor in Pearland. So they push all the stuff that makes an area less wealthy, less established. They put it in our hoods. That's not in that area. You're not gonna find that in Pearland. You're not gonna find it in Sugarland.
Damn
So
right.
when you talk about the white man dropping stuff off in our hoods, they drop off all kind of shit, and it's not just the drugs and the guns. It's the liquor stores, it's the hair stores, it's the nail stores, it's all that. That's not in any of their areas.
Right.
They don't have that there. They
You-
have us working for them.
You're not going to find a beauty supply in River Oaks.
Right.
A chicken to you.
You're not going to find Chimichan in River Oaks.
Right.
You know why? Because that brings down the value of their neighborhood.
Right.
But who's in the liquor store? You got the Chinese or the Arabs running the liquor store.
Right.
Who's running the beauty supply? You got the Chinese people running the beauty supply. Who's running the chicken and rice spot? You got the Chinese people running the chicken and rice. Who's running the nail spots? The Chinese people. Who's working in those places?
Chinese people and they people.
So they making money off of you and they taking it back where? Back to their neighborhood.
Right.
What are they doing? Separating.
Right.
You know what we need to go do? We need to go put beauty supplies in their neighborhood.
Right.
And we need to only hire niggas, and then we need to bring it back to the hood.
Right.
That's the way they do it. We need to put car washes in their neighborhood. We need to go put liquor stores in their neighborhood. White people drink.
Right.
White people drink.
Yes.
Big drink.
Right.
And we need to bring it right back to the hood and bring that money back to these streets to put in our neighborhood, in our communities. Go ahead.
What most people don't understand is, right? Okay, black women know how they like their nails and their feet done, right?
Right.
Okay, y'all in there at least once or twice every 2 weeks.
Right.
Okay, you know the machines that they use. You understand?
Right.
You know the color palettes that they use.
Right.
Why is there not a black-owned nail salon? Okay. Okay. Why is there? Okay. Black people are the biggest as far as like hair products. You understand? And beauty care. Like black women will spend a fortune on it. Like my real, like, she only buys certain shampoos, you understand? And she won't let me use the shampoo myself because the stuff costs $20 a bottle. You understand? So if you know these things, why can't you be a supplier for your community? You understand? So what made Black Wall Street so phenomenal, you understand? The reason why the first time that bombs were dropped on American soil, you understand, was in Tulsa, Oklahoma, you understand, is because they were completely self-sufficient. They didn't go to the white man for a loan. They had their own banks. You understand? They didn't go to the white man to ride their bus. They had their own bus lines.
Right.
They didn't go to the white man for insurance. Health or auto, they had their own insurance.
Right.
You understand? They didn't go to the white hospital because they had their own hospitals and doctors and nurses that were their people color in those hospitals. You understand? So everybody has a talent. Like, we as people, you understand, like, let us not demoralize ourselves just to the entertainment industry. Yes, we are musicians. You know what I'm saying? We are naturally a rhythm people. You understand? Like we move on the 1 and 2 and 2 and 4. You understand? Like, we don't got 2 left feet. You understand? We move on the beat. You understand? So that's natural among us. But we also have a talent. You understand? That's outside of, as Biggie would say, party and bullshit. You understand? So what can you do to build up your community? You understand? Like, we do have Just Laundry. I met a sister yesterday at camp. She had her own soap line. You understand? That was made from strictly essential oils and not fats. That when you buy Dove and Dial and all this stuff or whatever, you understand? It was 100% completely natural. You understand? So we need to remove ourselves or separate. You understand? Because we have everything we need within the Black, Hispanic, and Native American community. You understand? Like, I mean, our women know the difference between wet and wavy and Remy hair and all of this stuff or whatever. You feel me, Salaki?
Salaki, if I could, one thing. How many times have you ever walked into Chimichan and seen a line full of Chinese people?
Never.
Have you ever seen that? Have you ever seen a place where Chinese people sell Chinese food and it's a line full of Chinese people in there eating it? Never. How many times have you went into an all black owned restaurant, just oxtails or Mama's Kitchen, and seen Chinese people lined up in there?
Never.
Never. But when you walk in Chimichan, who in there in line? Niggas. Chinese people, they only buy Chinese food in their communities.
Right.
Like, they'll go eat in King Chong Boon in their community.
They can get some dog and rat.
Right, they gonna eat it in their community, but they won't come in our community and eat it.
Right.
Black people support everybody but their own selves. Chinese people don't come and eat soul food. White people ain't coming to eat no soul food. Arabs ain't coming to eat soul food, but you'll go in the Arab's chicken spot. You'll go in the Chinese chicken spot. You'll go eat the white man's food. but you won't go eat your own people.
Right.
You get mad at Just Oxtail because they ain't open on time. They said they was gonna open at 11 o'clock and they ain't get there at 11:30. I done seen women sit outside the beauty supply for 3 hours for them to wait for them to pull up them gates.
For a sale.
And they just sit at no noise talking. They sitting out there, they was supposed to open at 9 o'clock. It's 12. They still ain't here yet. No complaint. When they get there, what happened, Miss Kim? What took you so long? Just I still open 15 minutes late. See, that's why I don't support black businesses now. Niggas are always late. We have no compassion for each other. Go ahead, sis.
That's what I was about to say, like, back to compassion, because, like, we are talented people, as our whole 12 is, but the unfortunate thing is, so say, for instance, like, I only get my nails done. Where I get my nails done is owned by Issachar and Judah, the only people that work in there, right? But since we don't speak enough of our people that are there, that own these things, you don't even know. So their traction is low. You know, it's not being shared. You don't see hashtag with these people that offer these different talents. So before you know it, it's being bought out by a white man, or it's bought out by a Vietnamese or Asian, and we washing the cycle, completely whitewashing it all over again because we're not supporting our own people.
Right, damn right. Go ahead.
And so, like you, sir, I work with a lot of nations, and even with Asians, when they talk about their food, they'll say, "Oh, if you want to get some authentic Chinese food, some authentic Vietnamese food, you need to go here.
Right.
You need to go there." So I don't know what they serving us at these other spots.
You know what they serving us? Let me tell you. Officer Yashar told me this. You know, Officer Yashar, he's the meat market man. He used to do meat and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
He told us they serve us grade D meats.
Right, man.
Grade D.
D.
Like 20 minutes before expiration meat.
Damn.
That's what they serve us in these chicken joints. And what's the first thing you want to eat when you get in the hood, man? I'm finna go hit this chimichurri, man. You know, give me a wing dinner.
Right.
And I'm talking about chicken. Chicken got a whole sleeve of feathers on it.
Yeah, seriously.
And you eat it.
Right.
You ain't tripping.
Right.
You know what I mean? We give our love to people that don't deserve it, man.
Right.
And we treat our people that do deserve it with so much riffraff. We have no compassion, no understanding for them. But when it comes to them, oh man, man, it's all good. I want to give you the book of Ezra in the Bible. Ezra 4:1. Go ahead, sis.
So obviously, so what should we do about that right now? I mean, we as awakening, the people that's not, should we like put out a bulletin about all black-owned businesses
Yes.
and things in that nature?
So you should publicize black-owned businesses like you publicize the white businesses.
Yeah.
You need to, every time you walk in the store, you see that it's black-owned, you need to get on Facebook like, man, I went to this place today. Give us some reviews.
Right.
White people give reviews about every goddamn thing. We gotta start being like white people. Right. We gotta start giving reviews for every damn thing. White people have one bad nugget from Wendy's and they gonna give them a 1.
Right.
Wendy's over here on this street, I'm giving a review, it was horrible. Give reviews. I was in River Oaks today, my food was cold, they had my orders messed up. Don't go here no more.
Right.
We gotta start talking down on their businesses and talking up on our business.
Right.
Black-owned business, I went up there, they excellent customer service. You know, black place, ladies went and got my nails done. The sisters in there were so excellent. They worked so great. That's what we got to start doing. We got to stop giving love to everybody else and give it to our own people.
Okay, this is the last thing I'm saying.
You good, you good.
I feel like that all of this stems from the Willie Lynch law. Are y'all familiar with it? Okay, and so it was basically set to separate the fathers and the sons and the mothers and the daughters in the black community.
Mm-hmm.
And still on today, it is flourishing instead of diminishing because we have no Martin Luther Kings and Malcolm X's and Rosa Parks. Like all of these people died and shed their blood for us to be able to have a voice, and for us to be able to move forward.
Go ahead.
But it's not a lot of people speaking up, either because they're afraid to die, or you know, they feel like they'll be executed if they continue on in this unity, or because people are just simply unaware.
Somebody give me Ecclesiasticus 11:1. I'm finna ask you a question, sis. See, you hear what you just said? You just said there's no more Martin Luther Kings, Malcolm X's.
Yeah, we all right here.
That,
As I can see.
do you see that? Say it again. We all right here in the ISUPK. That's what we are. That's why we in class right now. We are the Martin. We I don't even want to say that. We're not the Martin Luther Kings because Martin Luther Coon was just like Cooley West. You understand? I mean, he ain't do nothing for us. Martin Luther Coon is the reason we in the predicament we in now. He told us to shut down our businesses so that we could be employees instead of employers. Before Martin Luther Coon, we had businesses. They was coming to our side of town to go eat at our restaurants, to come to our jazz clubs, to go do all of our stuff because our side of town was thriving. But before Martin Luther King, it was the Great Depression. Because white people were poor. White people didn't have nothing. You understand? Go ahead.
So she named a lot of men, but she missed one name. The Commanding General Yohana.
Most High.
We're the only people that's teaching our people to separate.
You're damn right.
You know what I'm saying? Other than Commanding General Yohana and ISUPK.
Commanding General Yohana is who Martin Luther King tried to be. Commanding General Yohana is who Malcolm X wanted to be.
Right.
A real advocate for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. He's a real nigga.
Right.
We got a hat that's about to come out. Make niggas real again.
Right.
Yeah. Commanding General Yohana is making niggas real again. You understand? That's real talk. Give the Commanding General a hand. He making real niggas come back into earth. That's the hat I'm aware of that's gonna make me feel like Superman. Right. Give me Exodus 4:1. Read what you got.
This is the book of Ezra, chapter 4, verse 1. Now, when the adversaries of Judah,
when the what?
When the adversaries of Judah and Benjamin heard that the children of the captivity builded the temple unto the Lord God of Israel, then they came to Zerubbabel and the chief of the fathers, and said unto them, let us build with you, for we seek your God.
We seek who God?
Your God.
You hear that? The adversaries of Judah and Benjamin. What is an adversary? Somebody find the word, somebody look up the word adversary. We already know we're talking about an enemy, but let's get the definition of adversary so that we can understand what this scripture is actually saying. Go ahead, sis.
One's opponent in a contest, conflict, or dispute.
One's opponent. So when our opponents saw that we were trying to do something, they came and they said, we want to help y'all.
Right.
Keep reading.
I'm going to start at the beginning. Then they came to Zerubbabel as the chief of the fathers and said unto them.
They came to who?
The chief of the fathers and said unto them.
You see that? Another problem is we don't have any chief fathers anymore. We don't have any grown old men that's actually helping us get in the position that we need to be in. We don't have men that we can go to that's elders that can lead in the right way or that could direct in the right way. Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson are supposed to be the elders in our people that's supposed to help us, but they not.
Right.
Keep reading.
And said unto them, let us build with you, for we seek your God as ye do.
You hear that? That's what the white man says. The white man says, I go to church. I'm a Christian. I seek the same God that you have. Let us work with you, Israelites. White people say it all the time. We know what we've done in the past. We know how we've treated you, but let us all work together to make this happen, to be on one accord. Keep reading.
And we do sacrifice unto him since the days of Esarhaddon, king of Assur, which brought us up hither. But Zerubbabel and Jeshua and the rest of the chief fathers of Israel said unto him.
Now, they say let's work together because we trying to work for the same purpose. We trying to work to do the same thing y'all trying to work to do. So let's come together and do it together. Look at what our elders said to them. See, now this is some stuff that our elders right now not saying.
Real niggas.
Now let's see what our elders said back then.
Ye have nothing to do with us.
No, we all working for the same purpose.
Ye have nothing to do with us to build an house unto our God, but we ourselves together.
But who?
But we ourselves together will build unto the Lord God of Israel, as the king of Cyrus, the king of Persia, hath commanded us.
Did you hear that? Give the Most High a hand for our elders, man. They understood that the only way we was going to get this done is if we did it together. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans got to work together to get what we need done. We don't need help from nobody else. We don't need the white man coming in and sitting in class trying to learn this.
That's right.
We don't need them. We need niggas and Mexicans in here.
Right.
To make what we trying to get done.
Right.
Ourselves together is the only way we going to get to the kingdom of heaven. Because the kingdom is within who? Us. The kingdom is within us. The kingdom of heaven is going to be black supremacy.
Right.
It's going to be niggas and Mexicans ruling the earth.
Right.
Now, you know what that's going to be to a white man? His worst nightmare.
Right.
Seeing niggas walking around with long hair and beards, just walking around, telling them what to do. Ooh-wee. It's a beautiful, like to me, I'm just getting fired up thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? Just imagine just Paco and Jose walking up the street with us.
Right.
And we just,
Right.
come here. Hey, go over there and go wash them drawers and hang them outside, and they better smell fresh, fruity, clean. You know what I'm saying? That is the way it's going to be.
Right.
But the white man knows that, so what does he do? You know why every time we trying to come together, the white man don't want us to come together? Because when we come together, what's going to happen? We're going to take over. The kingdom of heaven is going to come when we come together. We're going to rule earth when we come together. So what does he have to do? Niggas and Mexicans, y'all different. Y'all not the same people.
Right.
Y'all are enemies.
Right.
They light. Y'all dark. Y'all not the same. Go ahead.
Okay, my background is architecture, right? Majority of the laborers, right? I'm talking about from the grunt work, from the bricklayers, concrete pourers, you understand, and framers. They're all Hispanic, right? The painters, sheetrock, the electricians, you understand? These are all brothers, you understand? Like, I know y'all drove through a neighborhood, like y'all on y'all way to work, you know what I'm saying? The neighborhood is under development, you understand? Y'all see framing going up, you know what I'm saying? 1 week, 3 weeks later, the outside of the house is completely built. You understand? So just imagine, right? Like blacks and Latinos, you know what I'm saying, and Native Americans come together inside of this captivity. I'm gonna tell you what Latinos do, right? Okay, so let's say me, Yeshaya, Balthazar, and Mayash, you understand, we come into America together, right? Okay? Each of us got a wife and a son. Okay? What we do is we pool our finances together, whether it's an apartment or we lease a house. You understand? We all staying in that 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom house together. Okay? What they do is, it's called Susu economics.
Right.
Okay? Susu economics is, okay, we're going to pull all our money together, okay, for a month. This month, all the money goes to this family. The next month, all the money goes to this family. So on and so forth. So this month, okay, we didn't have no transportation. This family bought a truck. Now we're all able to get to the work site. Okay? The next month, you buy a truck. You buy a truck. You understand? Shoot, keep it real. We got a trucking company if they all do these. You understand?
Right.
Okay? Next thing, okay? They pull all their finances together. Okay? He gets all the money. Then you get all the money. Now the next thing is moving each family out of the house. Okay? But while they're all living in the house, they're paying all of the bills. Okay? If it's a house that's leased to own or a mortgage, okay, they're paying off the house. So now when all the families get moved out, what's the next thing? The house is paid off. Now they can move 5 more families in there.
Yep.
You understand? And they do the same thing all over again. And what do? The families that's good now, they go acquire another house. So now it's 10 families.
Yep.
You understand? But blacks, you understand, unfortunately, they want to be the HNIC. They want to be the head nigga in charge. You understand? It's too many chiefs and not enough Indians. You understand? But like when you was in college, you know what I'm saying? Like I had 3 roommates in college. Okay? Out of the 3 roommates, it only took 2 roommates to really pay the rent. You understand? The other roommate, he took care of the lights and the food. And outside of that, we all had extra money to party and bullshit after all of the major bills is taken care of. But the problem is with Negroes, Benjamites, you understand, and Levites, you understand, is pride. You have too much pride to do room and board with your brother, and you and your family and him and his family, in order for y'all to come together. Because your wife is a what?
Help.
Is a helpmate. You understand? So while you out here grinding, you understand, your wife doing what? She grinding too, right? So all of these finances are coming into a household that has 4 incomes. You understand? So for every male, that's 2 incomes. That if it's 5 people, what's 2 times 5?
10.
That's 10 incomes coming into one household.
And what this brother's saying is so real because that's just the men's money. So what he just described was what the men did, not including the women got the food truck, the women doing all that other stuff.
Bruh.
The Northern Kingdom got brotherhood and sisterhood down
On lock.
And if we were to actually implement that into our lives, into our way of how we do things, we would get out of predicament way faster. But what you don't know about Negroes, we are great slaves.
Great slaves.
And we want to be the best slave. We want to be like Samuel L. Jackson on Django.
Steve.
We want to be the house nigga. You know what I'm saying? We don't want, we want to be above the rest of the niggas instead of working together with with your brothers and your sisters. You understand? Go ahead.
So watch this, right? I'm gonna use the same example. If me, Yeshai, Mabathazar, and Mayash, right? We struggled and grinded together. Like, let's say I have a son, Yeshai has a son, Mabathazar has a daughter, and Mayash has a daughter. You understand? I know the work ethic of the house of Yeshai. I know the work ethic of the house of Mabathazar. I know the work ethic of the house of Mayash. You understand? So
These people are common-minded. You understand? We're like-minded. You understand? Together. So I'm not going to give my daughter, you understand, to nobody that's not for their people. I know Yeshaya is for his people. I know what Balthazar is for his people. I know Mayash is for his people. You understand? So when she come with me about this dude as a drug dealer in college and stuff like that, I mean drug dealer in high school and stuff like that, I'll be like, but what about Mayash's son? You understand? What about Balthazar's son? You understand? They grinded it out with us from 10 toes rolls out of concrete, you understand, to a deluxe apartment in the sky. You feel me? So those are the people that you want to tie to your family. Those that are like-minded. You want to groom your children, you understand, from the womb. You understand that if they are not like-minded, keeping the law, statutes, commandments with you, they are separate from us. You understand? Like, and we are supposed to bring people into the fold. That's true. You understand? But if we already have a fold, like at Hebrew Academy today, it was 11 brothers. You understand? Of those 11 brothers, I'll say maybe about 7 of them have families. You understand? So instead of allowing them to court outside of that, court inside, because it's the same work ethic. They saw their mothers and fathers struggle together. So why not continue building? That's what we have to get back to as a community.
You're damn right. And the white man is such the goddamn devil that the Bible speaks of, that it makes you not even look at how much of a devil he really is.
Right.
Like he do stuff in your face every day that you ignore. Pull up that article that you had. Give me that article. The white man is the devil. Matter of fact, finish reading in Ezra. What you got? Finish reading. What you got?
Yeah, you was holding Ecclesiastes 7:1 for somebody.
Okay.
I was watching this TV show last night with these cops.
Mm-hmm.
And they had just busted his brother on some weed.
Right.
So the cop was talking to him like, why you can't get no job? He was like, I'm a felon. Are you gonna get me a job?
Right.
Like, I'm out there trying to feed my kids.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. They punch you by everybody that judge. It was like real heavy.
Yeah, it's real heavy because the system is set up to keep you down.
Right.
It ain't set up for you to get out the hood and get out of predicament. If you look up the word ghetto, it tells you exactly what it means. Look up the word ghetto. What you got?
You want me to read?
Yeah, finish reading it.
All right. But Zerubbabel and Jeshua and the rest of the chief fathers of Israel said unto them, Ye have nothing to do with us to build the house unto our God, but we ourselves together will build unto the Lord God of Israel. And King Cyrus, the king of the Persians, had commanded us. The people of the land weakened the hands of the people of Judah and troubled them in building.
Now, don't think that when we separate and start loving each other and supporting each other that the white man ain't gonna start making it harder for us. Don't think that, oh, it's just gonna be that we gonna stop supporting their businesses and start supporting ours and everything gonna be all right. No, they're gonna weaken our hands. They're going to keep reading.
The people of the land will weaken the hands of the people of Judah and trouble them in building, and hired counselors against them to frustrate their purpose. All the days of Cyrus the king of Persia, even until the reign of Darius king of Persia.
Even until the reign of Donald Trump. Even to this very day that we're living in right now, they still using that same thing. What do we have to get in this building that we're in right now?
A building permit.
Permits. They hired counselors to make it harder for us. Oh, you need a permit for this. Oh, you need a permit for this. Oh, we got to get this inspected. Oh, you need this inspected. Why? You walk into a Chinese spot, roaches and everything up in there, rats running around and all that. Why don't need no inspector? You come in here, you got one pipe that ain't flowing right, and they telling you can't even do business. Because they know what you're trying to do. They know that once you get this rolling, it's a wrap. So they gotta frustrate your purpose. They gotta make you just say, man, the hell with it, man. I'm gonna just go to Walmart. And see, the stores is something that we don't also think about. Because the brother brought out a heavy point talking about your gifts earlier. We all got different gifts, right? Now, you know what the white man did? He put all of our different gifts in one place.
Right.
The stores. So you can walk in a spot, you could be the person that know how to make crops. You got a mean garden.
You got the green thumb.
You got the green thumb. But now you can just go in the store and get whatever you need when everybody will be coming to you because you got the green thumb. Then you the mechanic of the hood. But now you can go to Walmart and get the green thumb, the mechanic, electronics, clothes, and all that. When you used to have to go to Miss Karen because she sold all the clothes in the hood. You used to have to go to Mr. Lacey because he did all of the mechanic work in the hood. You had to go to Paw because he had the green thumb. You had to go to different people, and that is how you were able to put money back in these people's pockets. But the white man made a store to where now your gift means nothing. Because all I gotta do is pull up at Walmart and go get everything I need out of Walmart when I would normally be coming to you. All of that is what we needed to separate from. Our gifts are not as valuable as they would be because we are in the system of the white man. You know what I mean? Your gift means nothing if I could just walk to the store and get it. If you sew and you make different types of clothing and all that, so I can go just buy that from the store. Just like the garments that we wear for camp, the brothers that make garments in the UPK, where else can we go get them garments from? Nowhere.
Right.
Because they not in stores.
Right.
So we gotta go to these brothers. You know what I mean? You understand? Right. That's the way it used to be.
Right.
There was no other place that you can go and get meat. You had to go to that man that had all the bulls, all the cows, all the sheep. They had all of the livestock in his backyard. But you need some lamb, let me go kill them and give you some fresh lamb. You understand? Well, go ahead,
If I could, sir, add on to what you're saying. So like I said earlier, my background is architecture, right? So you have, all right, so this is how construction documents are made, okay? You have an architect, you understand, that does the architectural drawing, you understand? That's the floor plans, or what normal people call blueprints, you understand? And then the outlay for the overlay for the electrician, you know what I'm saying, or electrical engineer, or mechanical engineer, right? But I've been allowed to be in a position to see a building conceptualized to realized, okay? So when a mechanical engineer, right, puts up the drawings, you understand, for what goes into the building, okay, you have, in the mechanical side, you understand, you have a plumber, you understand, and then you also have the person that does the framework of the building. We ain't talking about framing like the actual putting up the walls. We're talking about the structural load of the building. So you have structural engineers, you have mechanical engineers that have to do with plumbing and HVAC, okay, with air conditioning, all right? So when they hire the contractor, the actual work, you understand, which is either HVAC guy, a plumbing guy, or a structural guy that does framework, okay? What happens is the guy will review the plans and he'll go to the engineer and be like, okay, this don't work. You understand? Like, you got, you know what I'm saying, a stress load of 400 PSI when your span is 40 feet and you need 300 PSI per 24 square inches. You understand? So the people that actually do the work, are the real engineers. An electrician is an electrical engineer. You understand? A framer, you understand, is a structural engineer. A person that puts air conditioning or major commercial air conditioning is a mechanical engineer. You understand? And we have that in our community in Blacks and Hispanics because we are the people that execute and do the actual work.
Right.
You understand? But the only problem is you don't see the worth in your brother. You don't see the worth in your sister. You think white is right. But when back in the day, whites used to get the black flight. You understand? Because they knew they would come to the Negro side of town because they knew they had the most efficient work ethic. You understand? They knew how to crunch numbers. You understand? Because you can't tell me that a black man and a black woman in the hood don't know how to crunch numbers like an accountant. I'm sorry. You understand? They know how to make $50 stretch for 2 weeks. That's a major accountant. You understand? So we have to use our gifts. You understand? We have them in our community already. So when you have an issue with your car, call Jaquan. You know what I'm saying? That work at the tire shop. I guarantee you know how to change oil. You know how to rotate you know how to rotate tires. You know how to do a front end alignment. You know what I'm saying? You'll be surprised. He also know how to work on engines too. You understand? He know how to fix your transmission. You understand? Stop going to all these people. And if you are that person, stop taking advantage of your people.
Right.
That's where it got to start, and that's where it got to stop.
Damn right. I ain't gonna lie. My hood mechanic, that boy there be hooking me up. That boy be doing all types of work for the low. You know what I'm saying?
Share him on Facebook.
And that's, I will share him. You understand? Because he most definitely helps, but he in Austin though. It's a lot. Let me get Ecclesiasticus.
Did you want me to read that article? You want?
What article? Well, not yet. I'm finna. Give me Ecclesiasticus 13 and 15. Go ahead, sis.
Okay, Officer Dr. Now, if I'm out of line, stop me in my track.
I'll sweat it.
But, is it okay for us to, this is what I'm trying to say. Say, you know, white people always stopping us in our tracks when we're trying to prosper and do our own unification, right?
Mm-hmm.
So is it respectful to say that we need to maybe not be so loud about it so they won't know what we're doing so we can know we need to be loud about it?
We don't gotta hide a damn thing because they can't stop us.
Right.
What we doing is the Lord want us to do what we doing. So we ain't gotta worry about trying to be secretive about it and hiding it. We are bringing the Lord's nation back together.
But we need to just say, oh, so what you telling me is loud and proud, don't give them what they talking about.
Right.
Let your light shine. Don't hide it under a bushel.
Yeah.
Let it be seen before people. You understand? Because that's the only way that, like, that's just like coming into the truth and deleting all your old friends.
Right.
That's not helping your old friends.
Right.
Your old friends need to see who you have become.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? By you deleting all your old friends because they're not in the truth, that's not going to help them.
Right.
They need to see Jaquan change into Yatazak. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember what that nigga used to do, but now he ain't on that no more. He done switched it all up.
Right.
He got a whole nother demeanor. He got a whole nother swag, a whole nother spirit. But if I was to X them out and take them off my Facebook, then they would never know.
Right.
They got to see the transformation. So that's the same thing. You got to let it be known. Don't hide it. You know what I mean?
13 and what?
13 and, no, 6, no, Slacky. 13 and 15. Go ahead now. You damn right. Ain't no use of hiding it. Everybody gonna know about it. The Lord doing this. The Lord wanted to be seen by everybody. Go ahead.
This is the book of Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 13, verse 15.
every beast loveth his own like, and every man loveth his neighbor. All flesh consorteth according to kind, and man will cleave to his like.
Now, when you walk into a grocery store, how many times have you seen the apples and oranges mixed together? They're not mixed together, but they fruit. They all fruit. Why they can't all be joined together? People say that all the time. We all bleed red. We all are the human race. Why can't we all join together? The same reason apples don't go with oranges. Because apples have their place, oranges have their place. You walk in the clothing store, pants go over here, shirts go over there, shoes go over here. You go in the zoo, you see the zebras over here, you see the cheetahs, you see the lions, the tigers, and the bears. None of those animals are all, you will never see a lion and a tiger in the same cage with each other. And they will never say, well, they both cats.
Felines.
They both felines. Why is it that a cat, that a tiger and a lion can't be in the same cage? They will do what? No, they're gonna work in unity. Oh, they gonna. So somebody's gonna have to what? Somebody's gonna have to die. That's common sense.
They're both kings in their own jungle. So it can only be one king.
Right.
Somebody got to go.
Somebody gonna have to die. That's what the Bible teaches. How is it that you expect for every beast love his own like? Meaning lions work. Go ahead. Every beast love his own like. Go ahead.
No, I was saying they're both kings. A tiger is a king of an Amazon jungle, right? A lion is the king of the Serengeti. You know what I'm saying? The what you would like to call Pride Rock in Lion King. You understand? The safari. You understand? So you can't have two kings, you know what I'm saying, together in one cage, because one is going to want to exhibit dominance over the other. So I give you a perfect example, right? You can't have, the scripture says a man can't serve two masters, because one will love one and hate the other. So you can't be a Lion of Judah, you understand, and following an Edomite. You understand? Because Yahweh Shai, Mashiach, the person you know is Jesus Christ, is your king. You understand? But you serving Donald Trump. You feel me? Right. It can only be one king. You understand? That's what.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Ask your question.
So, was it naturally like that? Because I got a point, but I'm saying, was it naturally like that with those animals, like back in the day when those animals were around each other, where they attack each other?
Animals have always been separate in their own pride. So you wouldn't see lions chilling with tigers
in an Amazon.
In an Amazon. Go ahead.
So with that statement being said, we're gonna go farther back when you made a statement about the gangs, right? With the Bloods and the Crips, right?
Right.
And the government is, in my eyes, is one of the worst enemies.
They're the biggest gang.
Because back in the day, if I go off literature that I know, that they will put a black person in the community with, and he's not a part of Bloods nor the Crips, you know what I mean? And he'll put on a red bandana and go and spray up the Crip territory, then come in the Blood territory with a blue bandana and come spray it up, which is infiltrating on our own race. So, which is putting confusion amongst our own nation of people, because we all came up under one concept, which was
unity.
Right. Which was when you set about the Black Panther movement or whatever, we all was together and we was moving as one. But I said that to relate to the animals because the government, when they came with the forceful, we was once unity with the animals also. So I said that to say if they was walking past each other, they wouldn't attack each other. But I say this because I don't know if I'm missing you, if you follow me.
I'm with you.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So I say that to say that basically that the government is, I can agree with everything that you're saying, but also I don't believe, I think I kind of lost my point, you know what I mean?
That's what.
But,
Let me say this about the government. The government is like an eagle.
Right.
And they're on different wings. You got the Republican Party on one wing, the Democratic Party on another wing.
Same bird.
But it's the same bird. They all working for the same purpose. They just got different ways to get to it. The Democratic Party is more so from the aspect of we're going to give them health care. We're going to give them this and this. The Republican Party like the hell with trying to give them anything. We just going to do it. But they still a part of the same system. When it comes to the animals know they're not the same. They look at each other like we not family. And that's why it's just like if they hungry, you'll never see a zebra get killed by a lion and the lion take the zebra to the tiger.
Right.
You understand? You know why? Because he knows that the tiger is not his family.
Right.
He's not going to look at the tiger like we're all the same because we're feline. We felines. He's going to look at the tiger like you're not a lion. I need to feed the lions. The problem is we don't have the mentality to put our people first. We're so compassionate for everybody else that we don't give a damn about ourselves.
Right.
Go ahead, Al.
Yeah, I just want to make a quick point. So you brought up like about the zoo, and the zoo that's like a world by itself. You know,
Right.
That's an animal kingdom, right?
Right.
And the white man, like he say, we all bleed red, we all the same things like that. But he knows himself to separate the animals inside of his zoo.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So he's trying to place himself as God. So he knows the rules of the game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He don't just have the lions, hey, y'all go in there and just, pet them, they all in there. He sets them aside and puts the glass and, makes it not for the people, separating the animals from each other.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To keep peace with them.
Go ahead, sis.
You touched on the allegiance, us owing our allegiance to Yahweh Shai. That's why in the school system, say, don't stand up to say, I pledge allegiance to the flag. Because we don't owe our allegiance to the flag or to America.
Right.
Our
Right.
allegiance only to Yahweh.
Separate.
Damn right. That's why we don't vote. Because we don't give a damn what happened over here. Do what you gonna do.
Right.
Blow this. Blow it up. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead,
Salaki, if I made a land back off this brother's point here, that's called COINTELPRO.
Right.
Understand what I'm saying? And it also played a part in the civil rights movement too. They call race-based.
Right.
What I'm saying? Where they would pay charismatic black people to go into the neighborhood after something of a racial influence have happened. Somebody got hung, somebody got shot, and they would just rile up the people, give them a march, sing a song, and then they would leave the town, and people would never see that person ever again.
Damn right. Damn right. Go ahead.
To my brother, awesome book. It's also a movie. You can watch it on YouTube when you leave here. It's called The Spook Next Door. Okay? The Spook Next Door, right? But it worked in the opposite direction. All right? It was a brother that went and worked for the CIA. All right? And he learned the tactics that they were using against the blacks in the community, right? So what he did was he took everything that he learned from the CIA, you know what I'm saying, which is called cloak and dagger, and he taught it to his people. And they literally went to war in the hood against the government. You understand? But it just worked opposite. A black man infiltrated the government. You understand? And saw that they were against his people and went back and taught his people. You understand? But I'm also going to say this. Going back to what we were talking about with the story of the elders with Zerubbabel. You You understand? If a brother, you understand, came in, right? Nobody knew him. You understand? Where you from? Yeah, where you from? You're from New Orleans, right? Okay, I'm from Florida. No sweat, Florida. Okay, so watch this. I'm from Texas. You feel me? You understand? Where you from in Florida? Jacksonville, right? Okay. In Jacksonville, y'all move a certain way. Y'all dress a certain way. Y'all talk a certain way, right? So me coming from Texas, you understand? If I come in Jacksonville and I'm moving like a dude from Texas, even though I'm putting on colors like y'all wear in Jacksonville, you understand? Y'all gonna be like, hey, bro, I understand this dude rocking the colors that we rocking, bro, but he moving different. You understand? That takes the wisdom of an elder in the hood, you feel me? That's right. So like when somebody take out one of ours, right? You know what I'm saying? It takes an elder, okay, let's run down the facts before we retaliate. You understand? That's what we missing. You understand? Ain't no Zerubbabel or chief elders in the hood. Right. Ain't no OGs in the hood. Go ahead, brother.
Right, so basically they knocked them off their square because when they put the drugs in the hood, they
right. Right.
You can't think according to the action and the laws of even in that.
Real talk. Most OGs in the hood 30 years old.
Right now, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, you OG, you 30, you OG. Man. You ain't, and majority of the niggas that, cause most of the real OGs is locked up or dead. Right. So it's you know what I'm saying? It's you make it to 29, 30, you an OG. And what you doing? You just trying to stay on your square. So you ain't really just telling niggas what to do to keep them safe. You just trying to stay where you at. You know what I'm saying? And that's the problem. You understand? Keep on reading what you got.
All right. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 13, verse 15. Every beast loveth his like, and every man loveth his neighbor. Verse 16, all flesh consorteth according to his kind. A man will cleave to his like. Verse 17, what fellowship hath a wolf with a lamb? So the sinner with the godly.
It's saying, what fellowship have a wolf with a lamb? See, this is letting you know that the Lord sees us as lambs and he sees everybody else as the wolves.
Right.
Why are we trying to come together with the wolves? What do wolves do to lambs? Eat. Destroy them. So why are we trying to come together with the wolves?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We coming together with the people that's devouring us, that's actually killing us. Keep reading.
What agreement is there between the hyena and the dog?
Oh, wait a minute. Now it said the hyena and the dog. What kind of animal is a hyena? It's a wild dog. And what was the other dog he said?
A hyena and a dog.
So what kind of fellowship does a pit bull have with a hyena? None. Pit bull, if it's a pack of hyenas, the pit bull gonna go this way and the hyena's gonna go that way. They dogs. If a hyena over here and some wolves over here, the hyena's gonna go this way and the wolves gonna go this way. Because they know they're not the same.
Right.
So that's like black and
Yes. That's like blacks and Africans. There's like Arabs and Mexicans. It's like Chinese and Japanese.
Right.
They don't try to come together. You don't see Japanese people trying to come together with Chinese people.
Man.
I mean, do you? You don't. You don't see Koreans, Chinese, Japanese all trying to come together. They don't. They all different. And they will get mad at you if you call them the other.
Right, that's right.
Well, you're a Chinese man. No, I'm Korean. My bad, damn. Okay, Jackie. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
There's an old saying that my real put me on. All my skin folk ain't my kin folk. You understand? Just because somebody got the same color of skin that you got, you understand? That doesn't mean that they the same people. You understand? Are Africans I don't care what nation they from. I don't care if they Nigerian. I don't care if they Ethiopians. I don't care if they from the Congo or South Africa. You understand? Are they gunned down in the streets like black people?
Right.
No. Are Arabs gunned down in the streets like black people? Because true Arabs, you understand? Because I've been over there. They just as dark, if not darker, than me and you.
Right.
You understand? They copper color skinned people. You feel me? But they not. You understand? So that's one thing that you have to understand. Just because their skin is dark just like yours, they not on your side. That's why Barack Obama is not for black people. That's why he didn't do anything for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans.
Right.
You understand? He did things for people that lined the pockets of his coffers. You understand?
Right.
For the gay and lesbian movement. You understand? That's why almost across America, damn near, I mean, I think it's probably only like maybe 10 states that does not condone legalized gay marriage. You understand? Barack Obama did that. You understand? Like they try and praise Barack Obama because he's a smooth talking Canaanite. You know what I'm saying? Because his father is from Kenya. You understand? Like this dude is a traitor to black people. You understand? He did nothing for black people at all. He was like, well, you know, the unemployment rate went down. Okay. How about the unemployment rate in a black, Hispanic, Native American community? That skyrocketed. While in the white community, you understand, in the Asian community, you understand, in the Arab community, you know what I'm saying, it went down. You understand? So disproportionate rates, you understand, have always been on our side and not on their side. He is not for black people at all. Salakia. All right. And what, and so, I'm Salakia. Yeah. So what fellowship hath a wolf with the lamb? So the sinner with the godly. What agreement is there between the hyena and the dog? And what peace between the rich and the poor? As the wild ass is the lion's prey in the wilderness, so the rich eat up the poor.
The rich is eating up us the same way the wild ass is being eaten by the lions.
Right.
The wildebeest is being eaten by the lions. The same way we are being eaten up right now in these streets by the white man. Go ahead.
As the proud hate humility, so doth the rich abhor the poor.
What does the word abhor mean? Hate?
To treat hatefully.
Treat hatefully.
Right.
We are treated with hate by the white man.
That's the key.
To hate somebody is just to feel a certain way about somebody. To abhor is to treat somebody how you feel about them.
Right.
You understand? Let me go to let me get this next scripture. Let me get 2 Corinthians 6 and 17. Go ahead, now.
Like I said, you were talking about Obama. His daughter is at Yale. She dates an Edomite rugby player.
Right.
What is she?
Heathen.
She's a goddamn.
So we think that she's a black, you know what I'm saying? She's a Negro.
Right. Just like we think that Frederick Douglass was a nigga.
Right.
Frederick Douglass is a white man.
That's right.
Oh my God, everything I ever knew just.
Exactly. Bob Marley is a white boy.
That's right.
Sister, Tia and Tamira,
All
white girls.
Yep.
Because their father is white. Go ahead. Good night. George Bush did more for black people than Barack Obama did. Good night. Go ahead.
Like it, sir, if I may. I get the microphone.
Go ahead.
Barack Obama gave more rights to homosexuals than he did to black people.
That's dogs and animals got more rights than black people.
Right.
You get more you get more jail time for killing the animal than you do for killing a nigga. You understand? Officer Ruff Ruff gonna get you life. You kill Montreal, you gonna get paid off.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
Where we at? Give me 2 Corinthians. Somebody. 2 Corinthians 6 and 17. Whoever got it, read. Now, we done read what the Old Testament said. We done read what the Apocrypha said, which is the Old Testament. Now, let's go into the New Testament. To let you know that the Bible says the same thing all the way through. Go ahead.
The book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 6, verse 17. Wherefore come out from among them, and be ye separate.
Be together.
Be ye separate.
Join them hand in hand.
Be ye separate.
Scripture said, come out from among them, meaning everyone else, and be ye separate.
Right.
Read.
Come, saith the Lord, and touch not the unclean thing.
And do what?
And touch not the unclean things.
And don't touch the unclean thing. What are the unclean things? Shrimp. Crab, lobster. White people. Pork. Africans.
Any sin that's going against the command.
Any sin.
Right.
Christianity.
Right.
False gods. Egyptology.
That's right.
Buddhism. Idolatry. Graven images.
Right.
Touch not none of the unclean things.
Right.
Keep reading.
Come, and touch not the unclean thing, and I will receive you.
And he will what?
Receive you.
Why are we not being received right now? Because we're touching all of the unclean things.
Yep.
It's like you'll understand it when you think about your granny house. You walk in granny house with some dirty shoes on, what's she gonna tell you? Take them shoes off and go outside. And then when you take them shoes off, then what you can do? Then you can come in with them socks on. But don't come in my house with them dirty shoes on. Don't come to the Most High with all this wickedness in your life thinking he gonna accept you. You got to get rid of all of the unclean things that's in your life in order to be accepted by the Most High. Go ahead, Gabor. Are you good? Go ahead, keep reading.
And will be a father unto you.
He gonna be a what?
A father unto you.
Once you get rid of the things that he hates, then he'll be a father unto you. Yep. Give me Zephaniah 2 and 1. Somebody else give me Isaiah 13 and 14. We're just showing you what the Bible says, showing you how to separate, because that's the problem. Unity is the problem if you're doing it with the wrong people. You're trying to unify with the wrong people, then that's the problem. Read what you got when you get it.
Book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 1. Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
Everybody knows who's the nation that's not desired. You blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the people that is hated on this earth. You are not desired in America. You're not desired in no land on this earth. So you know what you need to do? You need to come together. All the people that everybody hate need to come together. You go to Puerto Rico, they don't want us over in Puerto Rico. So they need to come together with these Negroes in America. They need to come together with these Hispanics in America. Because in America, Hispanics are not desired. Negroes are not desired. That's who needs to come together.
Right.
Read the next scripture.
Verse 2. Before the decree bring forth, before the day pass as the chaff, before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you, before the day of the Lord's anger come upon you.
Before everything get real,
come together with your brothers and sisters.
Right.
Because that's all you got is your brothers and your sisters. You understand? Give me Isaiah 13 and 14. Read it if you got it.
Isaiah chapter 13, verse 14. And it shall be as the chased roe, and as the sheep. And it shall be as the chased roe, and as the sheep that no man taketh up.
All right, somebody look up chaste.
I know the definition, sir.
What's the definition?
All right. A roe is a deer.
Right.
Okay. A chased roe is hunting a deer.
Right.
That's it.
You're going to be as a deer on the run. That's what we are right now. We are deers on the run. Keep reading.
They shall every man turn to his own people.
They shall what?
Turn to his own people.
We need to stop looking for love from everybody else and turn to our own.
Right.
We need to turn to our own people. Keep reading.
And flee everyone into his own land.
And flee everyone to his own land. Stop trying to move out there with white people and move to the hood. Move where when the stuff get real, you can be with your brothers and your sisters. You moving out to River Oaks, you moving out to where the white people at. When they get real, who you gonna have that's gonna look out for you? You're gonna be out there with them. So who gonna look out for you? Nobody. You're going to be the prey.
Right.
You're gonna be who everybody's trying to kill. Because you are not a part of them.
If I could, I just read an article like 3 weeks ago that said it costs you 60% more to go move in white neighborhoods and you'll pay 40% less to go live with brothers and Hispanic.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Somebody got the definition of ghetto?
That's heavy too.
Give me that definition of ghetto. What you got?
The definition of ghetto, a place where the Jews will.
That's jewelry.
Right? No, that's ghetto.
It's a lot. No, it's not. It's like, sir, if I could.
Read the definition of ghetto. Read it.
A part of a city, especially a slum area, occupied by a minority group or groups.
Keep reading.
Put in a restricted to an isolated or segregated area or group.
Keep reading.
That's it, sir.
Go ahead.
This is the definition of ghetto in the Merriam-Webster dictionary. The first definition is a quarter of a city in which Jews were formerly required to live.
Do you see that? The ghetto is where the Jews live. Now tell me where you see the white man living in the ghetto. It is a known fact that the Jews are the niggas in the ghettos.
Right.
The Hispanics in the ghettos. That's known. Go ahead.
Okay. The proper term is called a jewelry. Jewry. A jewelry is ghettos, neighborhoods of European cities in which Jews were permitted to live, in addition to being confined to ghettos. Jews were placed under strict regulations as well as restrictions in European cities. The characters of ghettos varied over centuries. In some cases, they comprise of a Jewish quarter, the area of the city traditionally inhabited by Jews, a place of terrible poverty, and during periods of population growth, ghettos had narrow streets and small crowded houses. Residents had their own justice systems. Around the ghettos stood walls that during programs were closed from inside to protect the community, but from the outside
during Christmas, Easter week, and Pesach.
Niggas, Mexicans, and Native Americans are the Jews.
Right. Right.
We're the ones living in ghettos with the slim streets and the crowded houses. That's the hood that you grew up in.
Right.
White man ain't having to live like that. The Jewish man don't live like that. It said this is where in European cities, this is where they put the Jews.
Right.
Europeans are the Jews, the Jewish people.
Right.
You understand? It lets you know that it's talking about two different types of people. Go ahead.
No, my God. It's funny you say that because in the book Black Promise, Lost Tribes of the Promised Land, it talks about the Juries in Portuguese and Spain and how during the Christianity invasion, how they kicked all the Jews out of the jury, right? And how they kicked all the Jews out of the jury, right? And they fled to North Africa and the islands off the coast of Africa, right? And into South America and the islands off the coast of South America.
Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the Jews that the Bible speaks of. This is nation of Israel. You understand? Right. You don't get no clearer than that. So you know what we need to do? We need to Revelations 18:4.
Come on.
Revelations chapter 18, verse 4. When you get it, read it.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 18, verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her.
Unified.
Come out of her.
Come together with everybody.
Come out of her.
Who?
My people.
That's everybody.
My people.
Everybody that bleed red.
My people.
The Lord is telling you to separate from everybody. That's what the Lord is teaching you. That's why we are teaching you that. Here in the ISUPK, we teach what the Bible says, not what we feel.
That's right.
America would feel right to say we all need to come together.
Right.
But that ain't what the Lord wants.
Right.
The Lord never intended for you to love and join together with everybody else. He said to do what, my people?
Come out of her, my people.
Read.
That ye be not partakers of her sin.
That you don't do the things that they teach you to do here. You don't partake in their sins. Keep reading.
And that ye receive not her plague.
And that what?
Ye receive not her plague.
It's plagues coming to America.
Right.
The Lord is about to destroy this place. Famine, drought, desolence, sickness. All these things is coming to America. And the only way you're going to save yourself from it is by separating. If you don't separate it, if you're joined together with them, you're going to experience it.
That's right.
You got to separate your spirit, your mindset, your belief, your love, all of that from this place, because if you don't, you're going to partake in it. What you need to understand is that the white man's the goddamn devil. The white man don't give a damn about you. Everybody on this earth don't give a damn about you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Right. So you need to separate from them. Right. You want some real love, some true love, the only place you're going to get it here on this earth is in the ISUPK, the Commanding General Yard.
That's right.
Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you are the chosen people of the Lord. And you can't live like everybody else. Man. You can't do what everybody else do. Because when you do it, your father punishes you for it. We're going to pass the class over to Police and Officer Tyson now.
That's right. Christ.
Alright, so hey, I'm gonna pass the class over to Priest and Officer Atazawam.
Damn right.
Read the announcement.
We are the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brothers and sisters. Rules for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and the sister will court each other. After this 6 months period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, Numbers 18 and 21. Malachi 3, 8, and 10. Shalakia, Mayashur. Mayashur in the Hebrew, Shalakia, means 10th in the Hebrew, Mayashur. 10% of every penny in increase the Lord gives you. Give a treasury department or teacher priest fund. Shalakia. Free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whosoever amount you would like, upcoming holy convocations, Salakia. Announce holy convocations from sheep. Remind Akamya and Akadawat to check the bulletin board in the hallway. Feast of Dedication HaKanukah. 25th day of the 9th month by the space of 8 days. Saturday 1st, December 2018 for 8 days. First Maccabees 4:52 through 61. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black: boots, shirt, pants, headbands, and scarf. And these are the announcements.
Amajim, which means stand. We're going to turn, face the east. Abanamu. Shabbat Shemayim. Wadash. Hayah. Shemka. Yahweh. Malachuka. Taba'ah. Ratazayaka. Hayah. Asha. Baratazah. Kawa. Hayah. Bashemayim. Natananawa. Lakam. Ko. Wayom. Wasalakunawa. Kababwajinawa. Wasalakunawa. Kababwajinawa. Shayanawa. Mayan. Rad. Kawa. Lakam. Hamalakwat. Waha'ala. Wahataparat. La wa'alamyam. Aman. In the English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom.
For thine is the kingdom.
The power and the glory.
The power and the glory.
Forever.
Forever.
So be it.
So be it.
Prayer the curses. Blessed are you, Yahweh.
Blessed are you, Yahweh.
King of heaven and earth.
King of heaven and earth.
And all things living.
And all things living.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Your name is Yahweh Shai. Listen to us now.
Listen to us now.
Right now.
Right now.
Sin, evils, and curses.
Sin, evils, and curses.
And punishment and destruction.
And punishment and destruction.
And death to the heathen.
And death to the heathen.
That speak against us.
That speak against us.
Thy prophets.
Thy prophets.
The teachers.
The teachers.
The princes.
The princes.
The priests.
The priests.
The Israelite brothers at the school.
The Israelite brothers at the school.
Sin, evils, and curses.
Sin, evils, and curses.
And punishment and destruction.
Punishment and destruction.
And death to the heathen.
And death to the heathen.
And shake loose the pockets.
And shake loose the pockets.
Of the rich of Israel.
Of the rich of Israel.
That refuse to give to the school.
That refuse to give to the school.
Force their riches to enter into our sanctuary.
Force their riches to enter into our sanctuary.
Sin, evils, and curses.
Sin, evils, and curses.
And punishment and destruction.
And punishment and destruction.
And death to the Edomites.
And death to the Edomites.
And the nations.
And the nations.
And their drug dealers.
And their drug dealers.
The court system.
The court system.
The prison system.
The prison system.
Planned Parenthood.
Planned Parenthood.
All the governments of our enemies.
All the governments of our enemies.
Amalek synagogue and armies.
Amalek synagogues and armies.
The Roman Catholic Church.
The Roman Catholic Church.
The Pope.
The Pope.
Islam.
Islam.
Christianity.
Christianity.
Egyptology.
Egyptology.
Militia.
Militia.
Ku Klux Klan.
Ku Klux Klan.
Aryan Nation.
Aryan Nation.
Skinheads.
Skinheads.
Posse Comitatus.
Posse Comitatus.
Gay movement.
The gay movement.
Lesbian movement.
Lesbian movement.
Spies.
Spies.
Workers of witchcraft.
Workers of witchcraft.
NASA Space Program.
NASA Space Program.
Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marine.
Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marine.
Wall Street.
Wall Street.
Open up the internet.
Open up the internet.
And the airwaves.
And the airwaves.
And the cable access
And
channel.
the cable access channel.
And the radio channel.
And the radio channel.
Convict the spirits.
Convict the spirits.
Of any of our people.
Of any of our people.
That try to stop us.
That try to stop us.
Bring swift death.
Bring swift death.
To all the heathens.
To all the heathens.
That stand in our way.
That stand in our way.
And try to stop us.
And try to stop us.
From broadcasting our word.
From broadcasting our word.
Throughout the planet Earth.
Throughout the planet Earth.
Let loose all the terrorists.
Let loose all the terrorists.
Cause them to go to and fro in the earth.
Cause them to go to and fro in the earth.
And cause the terrorists.
And cause the terrorists.
To come up against America.
To come up against America.
And destroy them in our stronghold.
And destroy them in the stronghold.
Let America shake at the hands of the terrorists.
Let America shake at the hands of the terrorists.
Let Yahweh Shai.
Let Yahweh Shai.
Michael and Gabriel.
Michael and Gabriel.
Come down with the flying saucer.
Come down with the flying saucer.
And kill all the heathens.
And kill all the heathens.
That come up against us.
That come up against us.
And speak against our word.
And speak against our word.
Cause it to be known by all.
Cause it to be known by all.
That was the angels who had done it.
That was the angels who had done it.
Cause it to spread throughout the media.
Cause it to spread throughout the media.
Throughout the whole world.
Throughout the whole world.
Cause them to shake at thy coming.
Cause them to shake at thy coming.
By Hashem Yahweh Shai.
By Hashem Yahweh Shai.
The water always.
The water always.
So be it.
So be it.
Sar, which means turn to the front. I'm going to give a courtesy salute to the brothers. Mayim Shabbat. Majid. Barak.
Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai.
Yazimatah. Sar, which means turn. Courtesy salute to the sisters. Mayim Shabbat. Majid. Barak.
Yahweh Shema Hashem Yahweh Shai.
Yazimatah. Dismiss.
Matazai, in the feed. All right, so look, for the brothers that attended Hebrew Academy, we got a short lesson.